This is the Let's Go Win podcast with your host, J.M. Ryerson.
What is good, everybody? What is happening? Welcome back to Let's Go Win podcast. I am J.M. Ryerson, and to my right,
Lisa. Good morning, everyone.
how are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. We're going to talk about something that I talk about. I don't know how often I say this quote, but it's got to be daily. And it's from Henry Ford. And it's a very simple philosophy for everyone to follow in life, but it is profound. And that is, think you can or can't, you're right. So before I dig into what that means to me, what does that mean to you when I say that to you?
Yeah, so I truly believe, like, you put things in the universe, right? Yeah. So quick story. This is a really cute story. One of our dear friends that we've met in Florida, they're the cutest little family. They have 4 kiddos, Andrew and John. I don't even know if you know this story, but their number 3 child is named Chippy, which I think super cute name. Her name is Natalia, but they name her, they call her Chippy. And I go, why do you call her Chippy? Like, how'd that come about? And it was so funny. So when I think she was like 3 or 4, toddler or whatever, she started running. And our friend Andrea goes, well, don't run. You're going to chip your tooth. And right when she said that, Natalia fell and chipped her tooth. And that's how she got her name Chippy, her nickname Chippy. And it's like super cute. But at the same time, and even Andrea said it, she goes, I put that into the universe, right? So I truly believe if you're going to, you can sit there and say, I'm bad at this. Well, yeah, you're going to be bad at it because that's what you believe. But if you say, I'm good at this, then you could be good at that. Or if you say, don't run, you're going to chip your tooth. You just put that in the universe and that's going to happen.
Yeah, it is interesting how often when you put something negative out there, you are literally attracting that to you. And that, again, maybe she would have chipped her tooth anyway. It is cute. I didn't know that story, so it's a great story. I'm sort of a great story. Poor girl.
She's fine now. Her tooth is beautiful.
Well, that's good. But she keeps the nickname, so that's really funny to me. But you're right. When you put something out in the universe, you literally are saying, I can or I can't, and you will attract this. And this is not woo-woo because we don't say that on this show, but it is something that we truly believe. And that's one of your favorites is don't put that out in the universe. Mm-hmm. So this idea of think you can or you can't, you're right. The first thing I want people to really look at have you gone all in? So frequently people will kind of put their toe in the water and they're like, see, I couldn't do it. I wasn't that good at it. And you're like, because you didn't give it your all. And I know as athletes, this is 100% what we grew up. If you didn't give your best in a tennis match, you always had that, I didn't give it my best. And it's really a self-sabotage. So when I say go all in, do you have examples of tennis or other things in life where, maybe you didn't go all in and the results are the same? I know we're pretty much all in people most of the time. I know I'm all in, which drives you crazy. But does that idea make sense to you?
Yeah, well, you're all in, but then all in and the next you're like 50% all in, right? It's like excessive. So there's all in and then there's JM's all in, which is a whole nother level. But I think with my upbringing, there was never an option to not go all in. It was kind of, and I can't even think of a situation if it's something that I truly want to do and I have 100% intention that I'm going to do it, I'm going to put in 110%. Like, there's just never an option. So, for example, here's a great story. So, when we moved to Oregon, we just got married. Remember? This is, freaking eons ago, I feel.
Almost 16 years ago. It's not that long ago. Good late. Come on.
So, we just got married. I was in between jobs. You were opening up a new office in Oregon. I used every single dollar that I had as a down payment on a house. You used every single dollar you had to invest into the business and into the, whatever, rent or whatnot. Here I go with stories. I love it. And we find out, I'm interviewing for jobs. We find out I'm pregnant. Yeah, like totally got knocked up a month after we got married. Totally surprised. And we had zero health insurance. Like your insurance didn't cover because we moved to another state. My health, like my Cobra ran out or whatnot. And it's a pre-existing condition now. So it's not like we can go buy insurance and voila, it's going to take care of my pregnancy that was going to cost like $30,000. Anywho. And I remember you sat there and you're like, you need to get a job like yesterday with group health insurance. And so I literally picked up the first job I could find that would give me health insurance a month in, right? It was like a month of whatever it's called. And then you become a full-time employee. Well, it happened to be a call center. And it was this whatever online school that till this day, I don't know if it was legit. Like, I don't even know who I was working with.
It was accredited. It was a good school and a good company. Thank you. They saved our ass. So
they did. Okay, it was good. I'm not going to blast them. But anyhow, so I sat there all day and you're clicking on the thing and you're dialing, all these people and asking if they want to go back online to get their whatever degree and whatever thing. And I just remember it was something, I was like, I didn't go to college for this, but guess what? I'm going to be their top. Not like I was getting paid more or anything, but I was like, I'm going to kill it. And it was all in, right? And I truly believe, and I tell, we tell the kids this all the time. If you're going to do something, you do it 100%, or else don't do it at all, because there's no point, right?
Well, the whole idea is to go all in is if you give it 100% and you fail, that's okay. Mm-hmm. But if you give 50% and you fail, that's not. That's the idea here. Yeah. So if you're going to do something, why wouldn't you go 100%? Right. That whole line of thinking, other than I've seen people give it as their side door. This is why I didn't succeed. Who gives a shit? You didn't succeed. So go all in. If you want to succeed at whatever, I don't care if it's being a call center person, being the best bus driver, being great, give it your very best. And that's the whole idea here. So the second thing is to watch your thoughts, because thoughts either lift you up or they bring you down. Now, we have approximately 50,000 thoughts that go through our mind every single day. Not all of them are positive. In fact, for a lot of people, a lot of them are negative. Mm. But if you watch the thoughts and you observe, get rid of the negative ones, and you bring on the positive ones, that's going to allow you to, again, believe that you can go all in, that you can accomplish this said goal. So what do you do with your thoughts? Because I know I have to meditate, I journal, I do all the things I do to get rid of those negative thoughts and really focus on the positive. Do you have a specific process?
Yeah, I tend to wonder, because I know you talk about that all the time, and maybe I'm just not in tune with my thoughts or self-aware enough. But I feel like there's not, I just don't sense that there's that much negative talk. I'm just so grateful, right, for our life and our kids and all this stuff. So I'm like, what is there really to be upset about or negative? And so I know that sometimes when things are challenging, it goes back to the days when I played tennis, right? It's like, all right, we got this. Like, you got this. And it's more of just pumping myself up to be like, yeah, there's going to be fears that are creeping. There's going to be things that I'm like, I'm not sure if I can do this. But, okay, so for example, because I like doing examples and stories, because I love stories. When we moved here, right? The fear of the unknown is a real thing in my brain. Right. So I grew up in California. We lived in Oregon for less than a year, came back to California. That is my secure, comfortable bubble. Right. I have all my friends there, my family's there, all that stuff. And you've been trying to move me out for 10 years. And finally, because of COVID last year, something just kind of, flipped a switch. And I was like,
or a governor help.
Yeah, we're not going to name.
Not being political, but yeah.
We're not going to name names, but the California governor. And it just, I think I was just like, okay, like I'm ready for this adventure. And was it super scary? Yeah. Was it super stressful? Absolutely. Right. We're going to move across the country. Now we have to find new schools for the kids. We have to, like a million things went wrong. Anything that could have gone wrong went wrong. But at the end of the day, once I made that decision, I just kept on going. Because fear pushes me like, you know what, Lisa, just keep on moving and keep on going because it's all going to work out. Like, I truly believe in that.
Well, and again, going all in, going back to that, one of the things I told both you and the kids, I was like, look, we're not moving back. So you may as well go all in Florida. Like, you're here. Let's make the best of it. And you guys have loved it since. Look, California's amazing, but it was just time for a new adventure for our family.
Yeah.
So watching your thoughts, because you're right. You always say, I don't think that way. And I don't any longer, but I just wrote a blog on my daily reminders. And I went back. I used to have 13 daily reminders. And one of them said, your inner dialogue is a jerk. Be kind to yourself. And you never understood that because you're like, what are you saying to yourself? But I did. I struggled with that because I'm hard on myself if I don't accomplish things. Now, I've taken that off because my inner dialogue is actually pretty nice to me now, which is awesome. But if it's not to you, watch your thoughts. Watch your negative speak, because one of my favorite quotes from Lao Tzu is literally, your thoughts become your words become your actions. That whole long one, that's exactly it. It starts with your thoughts. And then lastly is seek out inspiration. So often you're not going to be that motivated to go accomplish whatever. You need some inspiration. Again, motivation is fleeting, but inspiration is. So like for me, Nelson Mandela is my favorite leader. And if I'm ever feeling like I'm going to feel woe is me for a second, I go read about Mandela, because there was not an ounce of pity he wanted, sympathy for being wrongly, jailed for 27 years. So my little problem, whatever it is so minuscule. So I seek out that inspiration if I'm not feeling. Do you do anything specific? Do you have places that you go find your inspiration?
So, yes. I mean, I read books. Yay. I didn't used to read books, so I read books. I would say, like, I love watching movies, right? So there's movies that totally inspire me to do better, to do bigger, to, whatever. And, something that I've been talking about for the last few years was to start a foundation. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what was keeping me back from it. Like, I just always felt like, oh yeah, I'm going to start a foundation. Oh yeah, I'm going to start a foundation. And we moved here, and just hearing of all the stories, so just kind of a side story. My brother, as you know, passed away from cancer. It'll be 9 years, June 13th this year. And I just always knew, like, there's people die every day, but I think it just resonated with me. It's like, well, I want him. Yes, he passed away, but there has to be good that comes from that, somewhere. It was a horrific thing that happened. And so, carrying on his legacy was really big for me. And something flipped a switch, once I moved here, and I was like, all right, it's time. And I think I found the right person to help me start this, right? Because I was looking for people in California and it wasn't right, or I don't know. It just didn't feel right to me. And finally I have this most amazing person named Jason, and he's helping us start this foundation, and I'm really, really excited about it. So it's just being inspired, right, by people, like hearing Jason's story of how he's been on the board of so many different foundations in the past, and how much he's raised and donated. Like, that was inspiring to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, we need to start this foundation like yesterday, because there's so many people out there that need help.
Yeah, this is actually, it's funny because I'm not big on social media, but the one thing I do use it for is seeking out inspiration. Mm-hmm. And you see me always watching these videos, and it's because I want somebody to lift me up that day. Maybe I'm not feeling that motivated, so I want to see these stories so it lifts me up. So to recap, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. So think you can. Go all in, watch your thoughts, seek inspiration, and you can absolutely accomplish whatever you want. It's the one, I try not to have hate in my life, but I hate self-limiting beliefs. I loathe them. If I could eradicate one thing from the world, it would be that one thing. I don't like when people don't believe they can do these things. And so that would be, I guess, what I would end with. Anything else we have to talk about? Anything happening? Do we have an online course being launched or something like that?
We do. I'm so excited. So we have an online course that is, I think we're a few weeks away. So we'll keep you all posted when that happens. But we're very, very excited about our online course.
Yeah, I'm excited for people to check it out because, again, this company exists to inspire people to live their best lives. We truly think that will help. So check it out, you guys. Keep transcending in life. Until next week. We'll talk to you then. Thank you so much for listening. If this content is delivering value to you, please make sure to subscribe, rate, and review us. That helps us build this community, and that is what we are all about. Building this community as big as we can, helping as many people as we can, and deliver as much value as possible. Be sure to head over to letsgowinpodcast.com for information on my coaching courses, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Let's Go Win 365. Let's go win and transcend in life.
This is the Let's Go Win podcast with your host, J.M. Ryerson.